soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense, rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, with a smile, good morning, with a smile on your face. When you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7 a.m. and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show. This morning we are coming to you live from the Magdalena Grand. I am Julian Skeet as we continue to give God thanks for life.
And I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Tobago, good morning Trinidad, those of you in the Caribbean, and those of you on the live. Good morning, Julian.
Beautiful morning.
And I always love it here at the Magdalena Grand Beach Resort and Spa.
I'd be happier to be poolside, but I would accept where we are this morning on the indoor setting, actually in the vicinity here of the Art Gallery. This morning, really showcasing, Magdalena Grand, a wide variety here that is offered at the facility. And, later on we get a chance to hear a bit from the manager right, in relation to the Magdalena Grand as one of our interviews this morning. Rhea, who do we also have on the lineup this morning? Or should I say, Rhea, why are we at Magdalena? What's happening here?
And I'm really glad that you asked. So it's all in keeping with International Women's Day. And as you know, lots happening here throughout Tobago. So today, the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, in collaboration with the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, that is, they are hosting a Women in Tourism and Hospitality conference, and their theme is embracing resilience and change. So we're going to have a lot of women on the panel, a lot of women speakers, and a lot of vendors around, women within the tourism sector, who have businesses within the tourism sector. So they are also going to be around as well today.
My information is that we can look forward to the likes of Secretary Tashia Boris, as well as Secretary Dr. Faith B. Israel, and a number of others on the lineup. Lead expected to be Her Excellency Harriet Cross, British High Commissioner to Trinidad and Tobago. And viewers, yes, we will also have the opportunity to chat with her, because she's also on our lineup here this morning to chat with us at the Tobago Updates morning show. Rhea, so it's an interesting lineup here today. And in the true Tobago Update spirit, we're happy to be where things are happening on the outside.
That's right, always. And you can expect anything, absolutely anything on a Friday.
Yes, Rhea, this morning we have a bit of condolences to extend, and we want to take the opportunity to extend condolences to the family of Miss Iris Parker. Certainly known and distinguished herself, the centenarian, having celebrated 100 quite recently, and distinguished herself in the world of business. In fact, I would say creating that pathway for a number of other women, in fact women and men, supporting young persons and really ensuring for today the level of success that the family is able to enjoy. You really have to give kudos to those who indeed set that foundation from very early. So condolences going out to the family of Miss Iris Parker, and obviously to my very good friend Liz Williams. I know this is a very difficult time for you, Liz, and I really want to indicate to you, don't worry, our prayers are with you, most certainly you and the entire family.
Definitely, and I want to echo those sentiments this morning on behalf of my family, the Richardson family, my parents, Elton and Joan Richardson. Iris Parker would have gone back in the days of my grandfather, Eric Richardson of Little Goose Stores Corner, Prince and Henry Street, Port of Spain. They did business together back in those days, all the way back in those days. So, condolences. And even though she would have made it to 100 just a few weeks ago, just a few weeks ago, we celebrated her on the Tobago Updates morning show. You know, there is nothing, there are no words really you can find to express the loss, because 100 years means that she would have touched thousands, millions of lives within her time here. So we pray for God's peace upon you guys at this time.
All right, so Rhea, I love this outfit this morning.
Thank you, Julian. I am loving it myself.
It's beautiful, the combination of red and yellow.
It is just my size, and that's located bottom Burnett Hill. But I want to mention here that Just My Size has been known throughout the years for having clothing, so you could get almost anything, casual, formal, you know, just about anything. But they've also just recently created a craft section that I wanted to talk about, because you know it's very unusual, but you can get just about anything, and it's wooden craft, so you can create your own design. Maybe it's something Lavion is gonna enjoy working on with you. So you know. Also,
it's that kind of get your hands messy, enjoy the space.
I'm telling you, but she's gonna. You would enjoy it. She'll never forget it.
Very nice indeed. And this morning, you know, we want to continue to express our appreciation to all our sponsors. What do you call this? This is Royal Blue.
That's Royal Blue, Julian.
Yeah. You leave the tones up to the ladies. The Royal Blue blazer this morning, and a shirt, and I particularly like the intricate designs in the shirt. Courtesy Checkpoint. That's Checkpoint located at Upper Main Street in Scarborough, and their contact is 639-5148. They prepare from boys to men, any occasion. So this is your opportunity to check them out, and really they're not going to see it, but you see the combination.
Oh my gosh, the socks.
The matching socks as well. I wonder if I hold it high enough, Rhea. I wonder if I hold it high enough. The combination of the matching socks. Perhaps at some point during the show, we'll be able to show the socks as well, nicely aligned with the blazer. Yeah, but I like that hand piece. Thank
you so much. This is also Mateo's, and of course my Mateo's sandals. And I've got to show you here. Hello, guy behind the camera. Yes.
That's my Rhea.
I did it a lot better this time. Pretty good, huh? So my Mateo's sandals and my Mateo's watch, leather handband, as you can see. And I want to mention here that Mateo's is going to be one of those vendors being featured today at the Magdalena Grand. So you can also come on down, you can purchase, you can view, but we'd rather you purchase. All right, so you can come down and see what else they've got to offer. Wallets, they've also got vaccination card holders, leather vaccination card holders, belts for men, wallets, purses for women, clutch, you name it, Mateo's, okay? And just to let you know, they are located at the back gate of the Assembly Legislature, the back gate, just opposite the back gate of the Assembly Legislature. You can find them there. And they're also on Facebook and Instagram, all right? Just to give you that Just My Size number, it's 639-1643. That's Just My Size, and you can find Mateo's on Instagram and Facebook as well.
We have got some birthday shout-outs in the mix this morning. This morning I want to send birthday shout-outs to Zach Williams. That's Zach Williams, Karen Osman, as well as out there in the States, Nastasia Anderson. Wishing you all a happy birthday coming from the Tobago Updates family. And I can't forget my very good friend Ida Halima. All right, wishing you a happy birthday coming from the Tobago Updates family.
I've also got one here, in fact a few here. Ethel Norrie celebrating her birthday, Janice Harris, Eula Armstrong, happy birthday going out to you ladies, as well Jaden Henry of Scarborough Secondary School celebrating her birthday. Jaden, this happy birthday greeting is from your mommy Sherlon. I didn't want to put a picture up, I'm just going to leave it there, but Sherlon says that your mommy says that she loves you very much and she wishes you all the best for this new season of your life.
All right, beautiful indeed this morning. Rhea, I had a chance to go back and to listen in detail to conversations with the Prime Minister, and I'm a little disturbed and I have to share. There was a question posed in relation to air travel and the fact that in Tobago we still experience the challenge, and I have experienced it naturally within this time period, where it is the flights have not returned in full. Right. If I'm not correct, we still have just about 8 or so flights a day, starting at roughly just after 6 or so. And a question was asked in relation to the resumption of the full flight schedule now that we're seeing the international market open,
right.
etc. And the Prime Minister responded to basically indicate that there are two avenues available, the use of the boat and the use of the flights. And I want to ask the Prime Minister this morning and want to strongly call on the Chief Secretary to ensure that we see the return of a full flight schedule to Tobago. Because I want to place the reminder out there for the individual living in Tobago. Traveling to Trinidad is not always an option. We do not have a choice, versus the individual that may occasionally come from Trinidad to vacation here with us and do business from time to time.
Right.
So I want to stress and to impress upon the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, it's not leisure to increase and to return the flights here between Trinidad and Tobago, but
and
really it is a necessity, and we really want to see an increase in those flights, especially with the relaxing of a number of the protocols, which automatically means that travel in and between Trinidad and Tobago is much more.
Right, and I want to add to that, Julian, because quite recently a relative of mine had to travel to Trinidad for business via the boat, and it was chaos. By the time the boat got into the port at Port of Spain, it was already after 10 o'clock. How much can you do?
Correct. And I should be free to choose whether whether I have the time to do it with the boat or the flight accordingly. Ria, an amazing morning indeed. We are looking forward to celebrating women, as we've been doing all week here on the Tobago Updates morning show. And just to give you a gentle reminder, folks, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
I want to meet with you to share my personal testimony and other local testimonies. Call me now, Juliet Roberts, at 341-0715. The number again is 341-0715. God bless you.
Support brand cleaning products, tough on grind, yet gentle on you. In the kitchen, use only Support dishwashing liquid. Washing your clothes, use only Support liquid laundry detergent. Sanitizing your home, work, or any environment, then Support antibacterial multi-purpose cleaner is the brand for you. Ask for Support detergent products today because we're family. It's locally made with a great price and everyone needs a little support.
Are you looking for that all-in-one shopping experience? Then look no more. Visit Lamb's Best Mart for your grocery items, fruits and vegetables, drinks, home items, stationery, gift items, hampers, shopping gift cards, toiletries, small hardware items, and much more. We provide order and pickup service, even delivery to your door. We are your friendly community supermarket. Check us out today at Lamb's Best Mart, located at 22 Daniel Trace Canby, or visit us on social media at Lamb's Best Mart. when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are live here at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, and it's all about the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation in collaboration with the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort for their Women's Conference, and it's Women in Tourism and Hospitality, and the theme is Embracing Resilience and Change. Now, we are happy to have with us this morning on the program for the very first time, might I add, not only on Tobago Updates, but according to her, this is her maiden interview. We have got the program coordinator, Mrs. Sandra Tony. She's the program coordinator of the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. And this morning, she'll tell us a little bit more about this Women in Tourism and Hospitality Conference. Good morning to you, Sandra.
Good morning, Ria. It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege to be here. First, let me say a pleasant morning to my secretary and staff of the Division of Tourism and Transportation, the Administrator and Assistant Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. I also want to say good morning Tobago and good morning those looking in on the virtual platform.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I need to make mention here, you are an awe. And as we talk about women in tourism, International Women's Day, you come from a very strong female-dominated family. Very quickly, just send a shout out to some of those women.
Oh,
some of those women.
Okay. Good morning, Eastland. Good morning, Aileen. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, the whole clan.
Definitely.
Good morning. I also have a strong aunt, Mrs. Merle Romeo, very strong in community work and known throughout the length and breadth of Tobago. Good morning to all the strong women of the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation.
Definitely. The O's. All right, let's get into things here, Sandra. Now, we're talking about this women's conference. Why a conference on women in tourism and hospitality? Why that area?
Okay, area. This women's conference, I would say, is really envisioned as a catalyst to advance the development and recognition of women in the tourism, culture, and hospitality industry. I would want to add also that it really has its genesis in three basic tenets.
Right.
The first is about International Women's Day.
Right.
You know, recognizing the women in the industry. In fact, I must also add that this is because it is the first time that we are having an all-women's tourism and hospitality conference on the island, and this is the first time we are partnering with one of our industry accommodation sector stakeholders, the Magdalena Grand, to host a conference of this nature. And in terms of having, what really caused us to have this conference is because the UNWTO, which is the United Nations World Tourism Organization, has really, through its sustainable development goals, placed a lot of focus on women in tourism, inclusive development, which speaks to the inclusion of women, children, vulnerable organizations, and even the differently abled. It's also in keeping with, I would say, the divisions or trust on revitalization of the sector, and within that revitalization process, there's a narrative about rebuilding, reopening, replenishing, new beginnings, because with COVID-19,
yes,
a lot of women in the industry were affected. The research has shown that over 60 to 70% of the women employed in tourism, they are women over 60 to 70%. So we had women in Tobago who are also at various levels in the industry. And they were affected, but guess what? Usually, culturally, you know, we women, I like to say it in the Tobago language, we like to suck salt. We could ban our belly, we could bear burden, and you know, we would be suffering, but we would keep it quiet.
Yeah.
So, we in the division last year for International Women's Day, we started this process. We had on our Facebook page, we had profiles of women who are contributing to the industry at various levels, taxi drivers, we highlighted various sectors, stores, all the women, and we had profiles and we had photos, and we placed it on the website. And the women were so passionate about it, and they called, some wanted to cry and all kind of thing. And I said, wow, this is something that we need to continue. So for this year, this is what we are doing now. We are continuing this. Again, I need to add, the program was twofold. We focused on the female staff of the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, and we focused on the female entrepreneurs. In terms of the staff, we had the staff engaged in a number of tourism-related and social responsibility initiatives. And I must add, it was embraced wholeheartedly.
You got buy-in from the staff.
I was shocked. The staff just bought into this. In fact, our secretary, who is very young and passionate, and really want to see things happen for everybody in the industry. She liked to talk grassroots. I want to see everybody involved. She was passionate, the administrator, they just ran with the idea. So we had staff. I just want to share a little of what the staff did. The staff, we had Mr. Jesse Taylor, and they from Culture. They went to the St. Vincent de Paul. They contributed to the elderly. They danced with them. They gave out gifts. We had our procurement and legal unit collaborated. They went to the Blackrock Government School. They distributed SEA hampers. We had the lifeguard, the female lifeguards. They did something on beach safety because, you know, with COVID-19, they had the beaches opening and persons, you know, in masses going to the beaches and so on. So they did something on that. We also had some of the females in the project unit. We had our daily paid officers under the tourism manager, Mrs. Balfour. They planted grape plants along the sea coast to mitigate erosion. We also had others yesterday. Just yesterday, we had a social with the police, a social outreach initiative where we had the police joining with tourism and going out to the beaches. They went to the ports of entry, they went to Store Bay, they went to businesses along Crown Point. They chatted with them, they gave out hand sanitizers, they gave out face masks, and they gave out flyers on safety.
Sandra, you guys have been working. You guys have been working.
Yes, we have been working. Silently, but very effective.
Definitely.
And so could I continue now? I want to really say that it started on Tuesday with our secretary, our really vibrant secretary giving an address. I don't know if you saw it on our Facebook page. So it started with the secretary because I know she's leading the flock. And then we had the staff initiative throughout the week, and we are culminating today with the Women's Forum, which is the cream of the crop. That's what I want to call it.
The cream of the crop.
Cream of the
crop.
How you say it. And I could give you some more information on what the forum would entail.
Yeah, we get into that in just a little bit. But what sort of impact has this conference had thus far?
Okay, I think it has a great impact. When we actually sent out, you know, the invitations, we reached out. Persons were very, very happy. We also have the partnership with the Magdalena Grand. I mean, as soon as we reached out to the Magdalena Grand management, they embraced this idea. The general manager and his assistant and so on, they are very passionate, and they just wanted to come on board and do something for the women in the industry. And they just embraced it wholeheartedly, and they are partnering with us. So the impact would be, we would have formed relationships, enhanced the relationship with the Magdalena. We also have with our industry stakeholders. We also even enhance our relations with the British High Commission, because, you know, we also have tourists who are in Tobago, visitors, and sometimes, they may get, there may be incidents, and we have to communicate with the UK High Commission and so on. So we work together to deal with it. We really do an intervention in terms of that. So that and all, we have replenished that relationship, we have enhanced it, and she on the whole is very passionate about just working with us and doing something in Tobago. So it just went well, and the response has been excellent thus far, both staff and stakeholders.
And we're happy to hear that. Sandra, very quickly here, tell us about some of the speakers that will be on the panel today.
Okay, and the speakers are, we have 7 dynamic speakers. We have our secretary.
Right.
We have the UK High Commissioner, Mrs. Harriet Cross. We also, because she's into women issues, she's on that. We also have Mrs. Tunisia Brown-Williams. She would be touching on sustainable tourism development. We have another passionate secretary of tourism, of social inclusion, health, and social inclusion, Dr. Faith. She will be dealing with COVID-19 and the impact, the psychosocial impact on women. A lot of persons had mental health issues, went through some things, and we thought it would be nice to bring her and let her deal with that. And then we also have persons dealing with culture, harnessing best practices in culture and the performing arts, opportunities for women. We also have other topics, but dealing with women, specifically women. Today is our day.
Definitely. And I see here also on the program, under the list of speakers, Mrs. Caroline Birchwood James, who is one of our sponsors here at Tobago Updates, House of Norma. All right, so we just wanted to mention that. And one of the vendors that will be here today would be Mateo's, the master cobbler Mateo's. And I've got to remind you here, shoes, watch, Mateo's, they're going to be here today.
Yep.
Sandra, you've also gotten your pair of Mateo's.
Yes, I thanks for reminding me, Maria. That's a critical part of this today. We have our displays. We have 12. 12 female vendors who are very happy to come and share their product, because tourism again, they're marketing and so on. So we gave them that opportunity. 12 of them. So we have a mix of Tobago female entrepreneurs.
Definitely.
So we hope you could come and give them a say. One thing I need to mention about this program is that although we are at the Magdalena Grand, Magdalena is a safe zone.
Yes.
So we could only accommodate like 60 to 70 women. But what happened? We are very proactive. So we have put a Zoom facility in place, so that persons could look in from the world, I should say, because I've sent communication to this Caribbean Tourism Organization, the Ministry of Tourism, and throughout Tobago, we have women who are not here. They now could log in and view live the program. So it's all good.
Let me just share very quickly here before we go to that break. The meeting ID is 880-6648-2530, and the passcode is 595099. The meeting ID again, 880-6648-2530. Passcode 595099. Sandra, thank you.
And they could also visit the division's Facebook page and get all the information on the conference also, and the numbers that you just called, it's on the division's Facebook page. So, as I said, thank you all for having me here.
Sandra, for your maiden interview, you were exceptional. Thank you so much for being with us. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Our pleasure indeed. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us. We've got lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates morning show. So share the live, share the live, share the live.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Black to Blue is on M&E TV.
Welcome Black to Blue.
Relive the moments.
Party like no tomorrow. Plenty drinks yet to follow.
Relive the memories. Friday, 8 p.m. Saturday, 8 p.m. Sunday, 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Remember, you can always catch us on the go by downloading the M&E TV Now app, available on the Google Play Store and the App Store. Yes, it's Black to Blue on M&E TV.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it, anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7:33 a.m. and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you live here from the Magdalena Grand. In this segment, we are chatting with Harriet Cross, British High Commissioner to Trinidad and Tobago. No stranger to the media here in Trinidad and Tobago, and in particular, let's just see her love and her connection with Tobago. Good morning.
Good morning. Really nice to be here.
Tell us about that love for Tobago. Probably that's a good place to start.
Yeah, I think it is. So I've been in Trinidad and Tobago probably for about 18 months, just over, and I must have been to Tobago 10 times, maybe more than that. So really early on, even when things were quite shut down with COVID, I came over to Tobago and had such a warm welcome. It was really lovely, and so I just kept coming back.
One word, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. As we continue the conversation this morning, you're one of those high commissioners that people seem to have an eye on. Right. Quite naturally, I'm passionate about youth development, and you've recently launched an initiative on International Women's Day. Tell us about that, being able to shadow the commissioner for a day.
Yeah. So we call it ambassador for a day.
The ambassador.
An ambassador is the same as a high commissioner. One of the reasons that this is really meaningful to me is because I didn't come from like a rich, posh background in the way that you might find a lot of diplomats do, or stereotypically that's where diplomats come from. I came from a really ordinary family. My dad grew up in the slums of London in the 1940s. And so being an ambassador, my dad always said to me, God, I can't imagine what your grandmother must have thought of it. So I want to give other children the opportunity to think I could be a leader, not just a diplomat, but I could be a business leader, I could lead a non-governmental organisation. and giving those children the chance to come and talk to me, to have high-level meetings, to learn what it's like to take decisions, to use your judgment, to be like a person that people look at, I think is really important. So this scheme offers children between the ages of 12 and 17 the chance to apply and come and be mentored for a day by me and some of my team.
Excellent. Tell us very quickly, what's the time frame? Because I want to make sure those tune in have an opportunity even to apply, those here in Tobago, in Trinidad and so on, within the age group.
Yeah, so it's open now and you've got until the 8th of April to apply. You can write a small essay, you can do a video, you can apply in Braille because we've paired with the Blind Welfare Association and the Hearing Association. You can find all the information on the UK in TT Facebook page, and you can email ambassadorforadaytt@gmail.com. That's how you can reach us.
Excellent. One of the things we're chatting about International Women's Day, and we've had a number of outstanding women on throughout the entire week here on Tobago Updates. For you, I want to get a sense, as the first female sitting in this position, coming after so many men, I think my information tells me since 1962.
Yes.
Give us a sense of how has that been for you?
It's really important, I think, and long overdue in many ways. So it is important to me, partly because the more diversity you get in leadership, the better results that you get. So Trinidad and Tobago will be better served now we've started to increase the diversity in ambassadors and high commissioners. But it's not just about gender, it's also about race, it's also about disability, it's also about social background. So all of those factors need to come into play when you're deciding who should be a leader in your organisation.
Excellent. So we want to chat a little bit about projects. What would be some of your focal points, within this term, and in particular, feel free to highlight projects in relation to Tobago.
Yeah. So one recent project we did with Tobago was with the Lilly Foundation for Human Development, and that was about gender-based violence, and it was about working with men and boys as well as with women to ensure that we can reduce the rates of gender-based violence and domestic violence in places like Tobago. So that's one thing we've done in the past that's been really successful. One thing that I'd like to do more of in Tobago is climate-related projects. So we've done some work in Trinidad on the mangroves and about how mangroves can protect the climate by just really preventing landslides, taking in carbon, and I think there's lots of things we can do in Tobago on climate action.
So as the British High Commission, are you usually open to persons who have initiatives and ideas, they want to work along with you and so on? How do they go about connecting? Because they're hearing the interview, they're hearing about the focus on the environment, and they're saying, oh my gosh, this is a good opportunity.
Yeah.
I have a project that I think I want to work along with you with. How do they go about, or is that even possible?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, we tend to get money at different points throughout the year, so we don't start with like a big bag of money and say, come and do a project. But if people contact us, say somebody contacted us in February and they give us a project, we might sit on it for a few months, but then we'll be able to come back and say, actually, that was a brilliant project and we've got some money left over, so we'd like to be able to use that. If you don't give us a project, we won't know about you. So you can always find me on Twitter, HarryVX on Twitter, but you can find UK in Caribbean on Twitter too. You can always get hold of us if you need to get hold of us. We're out there.
Being your position in leadership again, tell us about the significance in terms of social media in 2022. How important has that been? Because again, as I said, you're one of those that seem to be very much out there. People know you.
Yeah, well, you know what? One of the reasons I love Twitter is because it helps me understand the country. When I read Twitter, I understand Trinidad and Tobago a lot better than if I wasn't on there. Reading all the bacchanal that's on there. There's a thing at the moment about roti and roti skins, and whether we use the word roti or whether we say roti skins. Now, if I wasn't on Twitter, I wouldn't understand that conversation, but it's created a lot of back and forth and helped me understand about language. It's about racial distinctions, all sorts of things within that. It looks like quite a light-hearted Twitter kind of like joke, but actually there's a lot more beneath the surface. So that's one thing, it helps me understand Trinidad and Tobago, and I think it helps me get the message out to people who wouldn't normally normally think that an ambassador or a high commissioner was speaking to them, but I speak to people directly on Twitter, and that's really important to me.
Excellent. When the high commissioner uses the word bacchanal, we know that she's been here long enough. We know that she is certainly well integrated into the space here.
Don't mama guy me now.
Definitely. I love the way we're going here. Tell us a little bit, though, today in particular, you are here as the feature for this Women's Conference being hosted by the Division of Tourism in collaboration with the Magdalena Grant. Any sneak peeks? What's your area of focus going to be today?
So I'm going to talk about a few different things, actually. One of the things I want to talk about is if you want women to be part of your economic revitalisation and economic development, you've got to start early. It starts with educating girls and boys at a young age. Make sure girls are taking maths, economics, technology, because you need women to have those skills before they can come and then play an important role in the tourist operation. But also I'm going to talk about negotiation, because I think women need to learn to negotiate in every part of their lives. And it's something that I've kind of got a bit of a mission to talk to women and say, if you don't know how to negotiate, learn, because it's going to really help you with your personal life and your professional life.
Would you say without a doubt that becomes a very critical skill, especially for other women operating in leadership positions when they sit in the boardroom, they sit around the decision table and so on? How challenging might that be, especially looking at the focal point this time around, seeking to break the bias?
Yeah, it's really important. And one of the things is that people, men and women, expect women to be fairer than men. So if a woman's saying, I want something, or I'm not going to give you that thing that they want, they're going to take it more harshly from a woman than they take it from a man. So you have to understand that, or else the kind of stereotyping can get in the way of women getting what they want, and it can create misunderstandings and all sorts. So it's not just about being in the boardroom, although that's part of it, but it's about negotiating prices for your hotel rooms. It's about deciding what a fair price is for people coming to take your boat tours. So there's a lot of different ways in which negotiation helps a business, not just in the classic ways.
Share your insight for us, as we look at fostering greater relations between Trinidad and Tobago and the UK, looking at the education sector and opportunities out there for persons here being able to be exposed and to have access, whether it is by way of scholarships or opportunities that they can access on their own. Tell us a little bit about that. How important is that focus for you all at the British High Commission?
Yeah, I'd really like to increase the exchange between Tobago and the UK. I came here a couple of weeks back and I spoke to the Secretary of Tourism and the Secretary of Health, and in fact the Chief Secretary. And in all three we talked about university exchanges and how that could benefit Tobago and the UK. I actually reached out to a number of universities after that trip, so I'm in conversation with them now about what that might look like. And people need to remember there's no visa regime for going to the UK. You can get to the UK for 3 months with no visa. If you're a student, you need to apply for a student visa, but that's not a difficult process for somebody from Trinidad and Tobago. And there is a Achieving Scholarship as well. So in fact, there's somebody from Tobago currently in the UK on Achieving Scholarship who's a tourism expert. So that sort of thing, we need to see more of that in the coming years.
And you hit the nail on the head for me. That was the next area I wanted to chat about. We see a lot of persons in Trinidad and Tobago now seeking out this opportunity in terms of the same Achieving Scholarship.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. How beneficial has it been over time in terms of persons being able to have access to that?
Yeah, well, it's been going for many years now, so we've actually got a whole cohort of people from Trinidad and Tobago who've been to the UK and upskilled themselves and come back, because that's one of the provisions we make of the Achieving Scholarship. You have to come back to your home country and give back to your country, so people don't go to the UK and then just stay there. So there is a whole cohort. In fact, I'd like to get them all together. I think you've just given me a really good idea. Get those people together. And every year, I always say to people, I'm kind of an ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago to the UK as well. So we're always saying, we need more scholarships. In fact, we're just in a conversation now, pushing London to say we need more scholarships for this country.
Excellent.
Because you've got such a rich... your academic, excellence is really strong, and I think we recognise that. And so the pickings are, we've got too many people to choose from, too much excellence.
Yes, just like Trinidad, and this is the point where I have to shout out my friend, Morning, Tioka Dove, one of your Chevening scholars, having been out there. This morning as well, one of the things we want to speak to, the COVID-19 and the pandemic has been changing things so quickly for us, and I love the fact that you speak about going out there to the UK. Can you give us a sense of what are the updated regulations? Are there still requirements in terms of the antigen testing, etc., going into the UK at this point?
No, those have all gone. So you can come to the UK with no testing at all now, and that's partly because we've got a really high vaccination rate. So over 80% of the UK population is vaccinated. The dominant strain tends to be Omicron, which is a milder form of COVID. So we've taken the decision, so many people have had COVID in the UK and so many people are now protected, that we can afford for people to get COVID and for it to be mild and them not needing to be hospitalised as much as before. So the regulations are much reduced in the UK.
A critical point being mentioned here, persons, over 80% of the UK are vaccinated, and therefore there's the opportunity to relax the restrictions. One of the other areas we want to chat about very quickly, as we look to wrap this morning's interview, has to do with air travel and opportunities in terms of connecting with our tourism trust here. Tell us a little bit about the work of the High Commission in that regard.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to say that it was a British airline who was the first back in Tobago in terms of the international travel, and that's really meaningful. That shows how much importance Tobago has to the UK market. It's expensive to bring aircraft to Tobago, so they know they've got a market if they've done that. So both British Airways and Virgin fly to Tobago and Trinidad, and you can get to the UK easily. So many flights every day of the week, really easy to get back. And that's something that we worked on to make sure that happened. In the past there's been 30,000 visitors a year to Trinidad and Tobago, the majority of those coming to Tobago. I'd love to get back to that level sometime in the near future.
All right, High Commissioner, we're very happy to have you on the Tobago Updates morning show. And just as we wrap in 30 seconds, some words of inspiration, and this is no mama guy at all. You are really an inspiration to many, and in particular, what would you say in this period, as we would have just celebrated International Women's Day, to our young ladies out there, young people in general? Give us a sense, some inspirational words to them.
I would say be ambitious, not necessarily be ambitious to, I want to be a leader of an organisation, but be ambitious to fulfil your dreams. Don't let other people put a lid on it. People will try and stop you in your life. Just go round them, go over them, round them, be like the stream that goes over the rocks. Please don't let other people say that your dreams are too big, too difficult. Just, nobody can stop you but yourself. So I really want the young people in Tobago to dream and to be successful.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Harriet Cross, British High Commissioner to Trinidad and Tobago. And yes, folks, this is not just an on-air energy, this is even off-air. Very easygoing, very polite, very kind and interactive. Thank you so much again for joining us on the Tobago Updates morning show. Viewers, at this point, we want to remind you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning.
This day in Tobago history. Did you know that today, March 11, 2022, at 10 a.m., a Tobago woman will be inducted as a national inventor into the Trinidad and Tobago Intellectual Property Office's Inventors Hall of Fame? Boses and Rachel Eastman in the village of Palatine in 1965, Mrs. Jack has been a seamstress for 37 years. She saw a cumbersome problem in the fact that the traditional fashion rulers were clumsy and difficult to transport safely. Her invention, the U-Dazzle fashion ruler, was created to solve these problems. Her U-Dazzle idea was birthed and nurtured right here in Tobago. Though Mrs. Rona Eastman Jack is a fun-loving, determined, and devoted wife and mother, she has suffered her fair share of challenges.
Diagnosed with dyslexia, Miss Rona, as she's affectionately called, failed common entrance twice, but persevered, eventually attending the Harmons SDA school to complete her secondary education. She also spent 3 months at the Port of Spain General Hospital undergoing 4 operations to save her feet. Mrs. Jack had her Udazzle invention in a drawer for 9 years before she was encouraged by a teacher, Mrs. Marilyn Smart, to enter what was then called the Prime Minister's Awards for Innovation and Invention. She placed second in the competition, and it spurred her to go even further. Today, Miss Rona enters the Hall of Fame with 3 forms of intellectual property rights successfully registered at the Intellectual Property Office since 2015. To date, she has a registered trademark, industrial design, and a utility certificate for her invention, the Udazzle Fashion Ruler. The Tobago Updates team would like to congratulate this Tobago history maker on her induction into the Intellectual Property Hall of Fame as we celebrate women this week who are breaking the bias. You've been watching This Day in Tobago History. My name is Devon Adana. Over to you, Candice.
Good morning, Tobago, and welcome back to Tobago Updates. I am Candice Jackson, and I am coming to you from the Magdalena Grand Hotel and Resorts, where we are going to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on in the tourism industry. Now, the world has moved from a pandemic to an endemic. But what does that mean for us here in Tobago, where hotels and hospitality and tourists are concerned? So I'm here to talk with the manager of the Magdalena Grand Hotel in the form of Mr. Binood Bahaj, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what's been going on. So good morning.
Morning.
Morning, and welcome to Tobago Updates. How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing great. Thank you. Good to have you here. I haven't seen you for a while. How you been?
Been good. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great.
So tell me, first of all, what's the past 2 years been like here at the Magdalena Grand Hotel?
Well, as you know, it was during the pandemic. We were never closed. We were open all the time. So we were doing a lot of work. As you saw, we were setting up the protocol in place and also training the staff how to manage with the social distancing and everything. Also doing some work, upgrading some of the things what we can. There were, as you know, there was no revenue during that period, so we were thankful the place was open. So we kept everybody's job. So that's what happened. Now things are.
And we have guests coming in.
Right. So some great things happening since the border opened. We really benefited well. So we have seen our businesses increased. Especially the UK market. We have a lot of guests coming from UK.
Right, and of course, with the addition of the 2 international flights from the UK, a lot of your guests are coming from those, right?
Correct. Matter of fact, we're doing very well for the UK market. We thank God for that. So business has been picking up. Plus the local market has been good. As you know, our local business is approximately 65% the business come from local market, which is very important market, and the rest come from UK and other part of the world, right? So business has been very good, especially the last weekend we were very, very busy. We were sold out. Fantastic, and staff did a great job. As you know, the best thing we have Magdalena staff.
Great.
They're one of the friendliest staff we have in if not Tobago, I would say the entire Caribbean. So we've been busy. So things are going well.
Great. Now, the world is moving from a state of a pandemic to an endemic.
Right.
What does that mean for the Magdalena Grand Hotel? Is that going to change anything that you guys have been doing in the past 2 years, or are things going to remain the same for now?
Well, matter of fact, we are working on many things. So we have planned with our ownership, ETAC, we're working on improving the property, infrastructure and everything. So there are some plans this year we'll be doing that. We also took advantage of the grant we had from the grant from the government. And if you saw, all the bathrooms are redone, all public space bathroom. So things are as planned as we're going right now. But right now, what we're doing, trying to stabilize the business. Remember, the pressure comes in now as the guests are coming. We are now trying to recover in terms of the service we used to offer prior to the pandemic. So we are training a lot of staff what needs to be done. All restaurants are open again as a safe zones. So there's a lot of demand in the restaurant we have seen, especially the guests are staying in-house. So we have a lot of training going on, a lot of adjusting going on, menu planning, and the rooms are, we're also working on the room side, more demanding guests, making sure everything up to their standard.
Great. Now, with the removal of the restriction of children in safe zones, how has that impacted the level of guests that you guys are seeing?
Oh, that was a great thing. Certainly it's a right step in the right direction. We certainly welcome. So what really actually helped us a lot in terms of for the service point of view. As you know, prior to that, we had the kids were separated, so we have to do grab and go for the parents and the kids. Now everybody can come and enjoy the experience, our great breakfast. So I think that is fantastic for the parents, for the guests, as well as for us, because it gives us more opportunity to take care of our guests.
Now we know that a lot of the first set of guests in Tobago, or first set of tourists I should say, coming back to Tobago, are those persons that have been here several times before and was just waiting for that borders and the ability to come back. Have you seen that with your guests?
Yes, absolutely. We see. So let me first come back. Let me first come back to the overseas market. What we are seeing from UK market, especially, we're seeing a tremendous increase in a room nights. So we have seen the British Airways, the other travel agent, big one, Virgin Atlantic, the others. We're doing well. We are seeing the market. We see demand there. There's a good demand for Tobago. So Tobago is doing very well. Not as good like to other Caribbean destinations, but it's doing well. So that market is picking up. And the local market we have seen, especially weekend, it's great. So I think the Easter going to be very good. We are March, we are expecting great month. So demand is there, and obviously, so that is the positive signs there.
Okay. Now, as we're moving into this new state of normal, what different is the hotel doing to service their guests?
Well, okay, so as we say, we are ensuring we are providing the best services possible to our guests, and we are in a lot of training behind the scene. We're making sure all the outlets are getting opened up due to safe zones. We couldn't open all the outlets, so now we're opening up outlets. We're providing a live music, which we couldn't able to do that before. So we are providing the experience the guests looking for, international or national guests. So we are looking at that, providing the best full service hotel. And as you know, we have our following, especially local market, and we have people come in and try. So that is on the plan as we do, right?
Any new services you guys are planning to introduce?
Okay, so we doing it's called romantic candlelight dinner. So let me explain. I think you should experience.
Of course.
Romantic candlelight dinner. We serve right with the ocean front. So we set up a table here for our guests. So and they get a butler service. So they can choose the lobster or some fancy menu, and so we serve them here in the night. So that's fantastic experience, and we're doing well. Especially foreign guests and local, they want to celebrate birthday, anniversary, they can have a special dinner for two. Waterfront, it's fantastic. We're offering that service, so that's going really, really well. And also, we are providing a shuttle to the beach in a nominal cost. So that's something we added as well, because there's a demand, people want to go beach, so they can share the transport in a nominal cost and experience the pigeon point, for example. So that is added value. We are doing some other things like pizza anywhere. In other words, you stay in the property and you're sitting by the pool. You suddenly feel like, okay, I need to order pizza, I need to have lunch or whatever. We can deliver to you right here.
Wow.
So you can order from your phone.
And then you could be in the pool eating the pizza.
Anywhere, well, yes, just outside the pool, obviously.
Of course, yes.
But yes, so pizza anywhere it's called. So you can order pizza anywhere, and so I think we're adding those always value. And if you look at this area, this was redone.
Yes.
All this area was redone.
And it was extended a little bit more?
Correct. So this is the pathway we created for the guests. So because of first of all, the erosion of the beach void. So now we need to finish up some more. So we did that. So that's added value.
So it continues right here just to make it better and...
Right. We have a planned landscaping and they need to finish up the other side. So things are happening. Obviously, it's not going as fast we would like to, but work in progress, I would say so.
What about the spa?
Right. Well, spa, we have the partnership with the third party. We're working with them and the spa. We offer that services to our guests, and you can book right from your hotel room. You can call the PBX and you make your appointment, and we're able to take care of you the spa appointment as well. That's part of the feature we offer with the hotel. Yeah, we're the full service hotel. We are full service hotel, and we are full service hotel, and we provide all the services. Yeah.
All right. So now, are there any special incentives for locals coming up in the next bit?
Right. So we consider this is the high season right now until the Easter. We are running some great specials. So, some of the things we added value, as I was saying. You can get a transport as well from the airport. You can arrive here, and you can book when you make a reservation for room. You can also get the the airport transport as well. Right. So, which is very nominal cost. And so you don't have to look for transfer, and you can just get a transport. So we're adding these always a value. So right now, I don't want to misquote the numbers. It's very reasonable.
And how can, just so that viewers know, how can they get in touch and find out about the offerings?
Oh, thank you. So, they can reach our website, as we know, www.magdalenagrand, or they can call the number 660-8500 reservation, and we have a Facebook. We always constant marketing our product. So look out for the number, or they can call me directly. Obviously, most of the guests, they have my number as well. So we always we have a special running right now, especially until Easter. So then Easter is a high season, as we call it.
And how is Easter looking very quickly?
I'll be honest with you, it's decent. It's not what I like to see it. But as you know, the Trinidad market is a last-minute market. So we know that for a fact. Yes.
All right, great. Well, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Vinod, for this special walk and talk that I've just had with you. It was such a pleasure having you on. Viewers, stick with me. Stick with Tobago Updates, I should say. We'll be right back after the break with much more.
Viewers, welcome back. It is the Tobago Updates morning show, and yes, we continue down here at the Magdalena Grand Resort and Golf Club. So we are chatting this morning with Mrs. Deborah Sardina Metve, who is an international executive chef. Not only is she that, she is, according to Sandra, or Sandra said, she's our own. She's a daughter of the soil, and we're really happy to be chatting with her this morning. She's also one of the featured speakers for today's Women's Conference. Mrs. Sardina Metve, good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, Rian. It's great to be here.
I know you looked for any opportunity to be back in Tobago.
Yes.
I heard you were one of those persons. You didn't wait for anything. You just organized. And you made
live.
Yeah. Yeah, that's live TV, right? That is live TV, folks. Live television. All right, so we continue on. Now, you're also the first female executive chef for Hilton Americas and the Caribbean.
Yes.
You are the first female judge for Taste of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
What are some of your other firsts?
I opened up my first restaurant probably about 3.5 years ago.
Right.
And obviously with COVID, we had to make some serious decisions.
Right.
But it was an awesome experience. And I would say that taught me for COVID to sort of dig deep within. As women, you know, we have strength, but you really don't know your true strength until you're faced with adversities, and you just pick it up and make it happen.
All right. Now, I tell you, COVID-19 hit, and it hit really hard. What sort of impact did it have on you, your business, your family?
It hit, I would say, the hospitality and tourism sector really hard, and travel, as we know, is a part of that. because of safety first, and I think we all understood that, but notwithstanding that, it was really challenging to make certain decisions, business decisions, because this is a business that we're running,
That's right.
that to fit the format or the model that you would have had when you run any kind of business that is culinary background or restaurant or fast food, we just could not make the numbers to be able to deal with the overheads, and so we had to make many people had to make decisions across the board.
Yeah. Did you get a little creative in the midst
you get
of...
innovate. I think, well, to be honest, you go through a process. I think the initial thing is a little bit of shock, you know, and
that this is actually happening.
This is happening. What am I going to do?
Right.
I definitely know that God is in control of my life. So I just basically turned within.
Let's say amen to that.
Yes, turned within, and you realize you rely on that inner strength. You rely on that spiritual strength to guide you and to protect you, and you have to be positive. You have to action. You have to think positive as well. I mean, if you end up, and I know that mental health for a lot of people very challenging, but you have to continually force yourself to think positive and to be can-do, and to know that the power of thought, you know, what we send out is what we get back. So I went into a mode of something is going to give, something is going to happen, and we literally pivoted, turned around, new business towards the scale of what we have to deal with to ramp up. So we have a business that is called Food Lingo by Chef Debbie, and we do a very intimate chef's table. We still have ongoing catering, which is starting to open up slowly a little bit, but it's getting creative and innovative with what you have.
Happy to hear that things are turning around. Now, you're one of the featured speakers today, and the theme for this conference is Women in Tourism and Hospitality, Embracing Resilience and Change. But you are not just Deborah Sardina Metivier, you are the daughter of
a powerhouse.
She's like a little stick of dynamite.
A powerhouse.
What the Jamaicans would call, she lickabashi talawa. Yeah.
Yes, I grew up, I have such wonderful memories of both my parents, but this is women.
Right.
So I'll focus on my mother.
Right.
And my mom would wake me up in the morning, literally coming in, slipping into my bed, giving me hugs and kisses, and letting me know how much I am loved.
Wow.
And to date, I mean, because I live in Trinidad, I will get it with a phone call early in the morning, you know. And I would, yes mom, yes mom, yes mom, no mom, yes mom. And you know, I'm only sharing this with you because I love you. Yes mom.
So you still get that?
I still get that, yeah. Wow. She's all about, it's always been about encouraging, building. Even when I was the executive chef at Hilton, and like any job, you would have your days of challenge. And she would remind me that I am representing women all the time, and to dig deep and get that strength. So, you know, I love her tremendously. She is my role model, and the tenacity and drive that she has for a woman of her age is like a 20-something-year-old.
Tell you, she makes me feel very old. She does, because she's moving all the time.
All the time. Innovative, thinking, positive, forever and forever challenging, you know, and very much a woman's woman. Very, very, I would say that there's a little bit of testosterone in that mix, because the tenacity and the can-do, and put some of the emotions aside, we are intuitive, and that's important.
Yes.
But sometimes that emotion has to be paused, and you have to do what you have to do. So yes.
Very much so. Now, during the break, just before we got started with the interview, you were talking about, you know, the fact that you didn't do this on your own, but you were really standing on the shoulders of those who went before. Tell us a little bit about some of those women who went before, whose shoulders you're able to stand on.
Both my grandmothers. My mom's mother was extremely, I want to say, a lady's lady. Very, 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 very quiet, but very, very deep. She didn't speak much, but she showed a lot of compassion and always wanting to do good for anybody that passed through. She was one of my ladies that I always marveled. First of all, she managed her household.
Right.
My grandfather would get paid, hand her the money, and she would take that money and stretch it and make sure that there was always food on the table, bills were made, were paid, I should say, and the household ran efficiently. And there was always love. You could always pass through my grandmother's house and get something to eat, know that you could stop and reflect and relax, and she would have great nuggets to share. And in my talk this morning, I am going to share some of my nuggets with the ladies.
Some of your grandmother's nuggets.
Yes. And my father's mother had 10 children and ran 9 boys and 1 girl. And ran that household.
That's similar to my father's family.
Ran that household.
Wow.
Yes. And she could stand up with the best of them. So I have a lot of that running through my blood.
I sense a book coming out of this, Grandma's Nuggets. I sense a book coming out of this, yes. So a lot happening here. And just before you go, what would be your message to women? You've got nieces, you've got sisters, but to your nieces and to those younger women looking at you saying, wow, she did that.
Everything and anything is possible. Anything that you desire, I believe, is already in you. Everything that we have is in us. So turn within. Ask the questions deep within, and you will find the answers. And by finding those answers, you become the best authentic version of yourself.
Thank you so much. I think we can afford to hold on to that today, definitely. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. And let me just say here, viewers, when I got here this morning, this lady was already sitting here waiting, knowing what time her interview was for. But I tell you, she was prompt and on time.
Thank you.
That's the is that the sardine in you?
Yes, and a brown.
Thank you so much. Well, viewers, we've got lots more coming up on the program, so share the live, share the live, share the live.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
I want to meet with you to share my personal testimony and other local testimonies. Call me now, Juliet Roberts, at 341-0715. The number again is 341-0715. God bless you.
Are you looking for that all-in-one shopping experience? Then look no more. Visit Lamb's Best Mart for your grocery items, fruits and vegetables, drinks, home items, stationery, gift items, hampers, shopping gift cards, toiletries, small hardware items, and much more. We provide order and pickup service, even delivery to your door. We are your friendly community supermarket. Check us out today at Lamb's Best Mart, located at 22 Daniel Trace Canby, or visit us on social media at Lamb's Best Mart.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Magdalena Grand and Beach Resort. Yes, we're enjoying the facility this morning. It has been magnificent, amazing. And yes, Rhea, we welcome persons to ensure they log in via Zoom to connect with this women's conference. As you'd realize, we are powerful speakers that will be coming forward this morning at this women's conference being hosted by the Division of Tourism in collaboration with the Magdalena Grand.
Definitely, and just to remind you again of the meeting ID, it's 880-6648-2530, and the passcode is 595099. As well, they wanted me to just quickly here remind you of some of their sponsors, and that is the division of tourism, culture, antiquities, and the transportation. Is going to take some getting used to. We're still getting used to the new name. So some of their sponsors for this conference this morning are Anchor Bar and Grill, the Magdalena, Fairways, and the Gemma's Seafood Restaurant located up in Speyside.
We have to head back up there someday.
Definitely.
In the near future, indeed. Ria, this morning as well, we want to continue to recognize our viewers. We're seeing Ria Orr, Kuki Melville, Russell Morrison, Tammy Samuel, Joan Richardson. Ria, do you know Joan Richardson?
Hello, Mama.
All right, Mary Dates, Michelle, Lisel, James, Latoya, Anderson, Chantel, Melville, Macan Hislop, all of you are joining us on the live. I want to thank you so much. As well as, I would have interacted and met with persons across Ria yesterday. I was out on the field, back into my fitness run again. And certainly even on the field, connecting with persons saying we love the Tobago Updates morning show. And we want to say thank you so much. Again, Ria, outfits this morning, courtesy Checkpoint, blazer and shirt. And let me throw in the socks as well to connect with that blazer. All right, courtesy Checkpoint. Remember, they cater from boys right up to men. 639-5148.
That's right, and some of our sponsors this morning, Just My Size. Thank you, Just My Size. And I just need to do a quick turn here, guys, for you to see. I'm really feeling this. I'm feeling myself this morning. Yes, thank you so much. Just My Size, 639-1643. Mateo's, the Master Cobbler. You can find them Facebook and Instagram, or you can call 7939-351. Here, Sanctuary. Thank you so much, Miss Hercules. And as we talk about strong women, Julian, most of my sponsors here this morning, but all of them, women, very strong women. So we say thank you to them as well. Here's Sanctuary, 639-3357. To her perfection, Kiana Jones. Yes, you can call Kiana 742-6919. So thank you so much this morning.
All right, thank you all so much for the love and support. It's been an amazing morning. And on Tobago Updates, we continued. A day wasn't enough here. This was a week celebrating our women. And as usual, we will continue to create that balance as we seek to break the biases.
That's right. My shoes, I'm sorry, you gotta get the shoes, the shoes and that watch, yes. Let me look at me. I'm willing to raise the dress a little, all right. Hollis, good morning. Hollis Moore, my very good friend. All right, there we go. Yes, courtesy Mateo's, and they're going to be down here. They're one of the vendors right here at the Magdalena Grand today. So you want to come on down. So we're getting ready to wrap up, Julian. So Tobago, have a wonderful day. Stay safe, wear your mask, sanitize, and look at this, socially distance.
Bye-bye, folks.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.